to the channel of EthiTech, an initiative to share ideas, insights, and demos from the cutting edge of artificial intelligence. So for our very first video, Google's new release Opal feels like a perfect place to start. I'm gonna show you something pretty cool, which is the use of Asset Node, which I've never seen anybody else talk about on YouTube yet. So let's dive right in. So when you open your browser, just type Google Opal and click the first result. If you're in the States, great news. Opal is directly available for you to use, but if you're outside the country and still want to try it out, a secure VPN will do the job. And basically, the only real prerequisite is a Google account. And let's start by exploring one of the official pre-built apps in the gallery. So City Builder, it starts with two simple inputs. You enter a location and you define the game genre you want, like sci-fi, fantasy, adventure, whatever you like. And from there, Opal automatically pulls in extra context. It uses Google Maps to get details about that location, and it also fetches local weather data. These two pieces of information, combined with the genre you chose, are passed further as you can see from the prompt. The system acts like a game designer, sketching out what kind of game world makes sense in that location with that weather in your chosen style. So once the concepts are ready, they branch into two directions. On one side, Opal creates image prompts, which then generate game images. And on the other side, it generates video instructions to build video clips. And finally, everything comes together in a render step, where Opal turns everything into a nice web page that you can share with other people. So let's try it out. In the City Builder, you click Start, and you enter a location, for example, Taipei, and then with a sci-fi genre. And here we go. Here you can see a futuristic Taipei is envisioned. If you're happy with the results, which I am, you can click on the app button and share them in a neatly formatted web page. So it's like having a game designer, an artist, and a web developer all rolled into one, and it's all free to try. Now let's move on to the next part of the demo. Now we can create our own. If you click these buttons right here, it allows you to add node to build your own AI workflow. And in the generation node particularly, you can choose different models for free. For general AI tasks, you have Gemini 2.5 Flash for everyday fast responses use. And Gemini 2.5 Pro is when you need more complex reasoning. And there are also some specialized options right here. So depending on whether you're building something creative like images or music, or something more analytical like research and planning, you can just pick the model that best fits your workflow. That's pretty amazing in my opinion because, for instance, video generation for just a few seconds is really pricey if you're not running it in-house. But here, you can just use it directly. Keep in mind though, these models share a common resource pool with other users, so you may still see occasional errors if capacity is maxed out. So let's now try a practical example. Imagine we want the model to summarize a meeting and extract actionable items for us. In the prompt, you can put summarize meetings from text and extract actionable tasks for easy tracking. You can see in the first step, the system would condense the raw transcript into a clear and concise overview. And the second step kicks in, extract actionable tasks. This step goes through the transcript carefully and pulls out the specific to-dos. Finally, both the summary and the task list are combined into a single output. This will enable you to share that directly with your team or just keep it for your own records. Now I'm going to ChatGPT to paste a mocked 10-minute script that I just generated. Paste it in. You can see from here with just a pasted transcript, Opal automatically delivers both the recap and the to-do list, which is a huge time saver for daily work. What's powerful here is how easy it is to chain these steps together to expedite part of daily routine for a lot of us. Now, let's look at a creative one. I want to introduce the asset node. where you can add static inputs like files, text, or drawings. So right now in the prompt, I would like to say, I will input a drawing draft and a style to generate an image with the given style. Right now you can see a workflow generated, but the first note is not what we expected, which asks us to upload your drawing draft image. I don't want to upload things, so I'll just delete that note. Right now I'll just add assets with the drawing, and then I'll connect this node with the subsequent nodes. And in the subsequent nodes, I'll just delete the deleted nodes info to replace with this new one. Make sure it's deleted. And then now I've completed the flow. Now I'm ready to start drawing. First, I'll just click apply, and then I'll start the flow. I can specify with a, for example, Victorian style rabbit. Oh, it does recognize it's a rabbit. Now, suppose I want to add another node to support describing this image. I can also put in a prompt saying, add a node to help describe the drawing. So after the new prompt, you can see a new node being added here. So I'll restart the flow. Here, I'll still describe my artistic style as Victorian style, and then provide the description, which is a happy, big-eared rabbit. Oh, right now it gives me something different. It does not seem really happy, but yeah, it's really interesting. So this is where Opal shines. You can start with something simple, then keep layering on steps to unlock new possibilities, all in a visual, code-free way. Before we wrap up, I want to quickly touch on how Opal compares to NAN. So Opal is honestly super beginner-friendly, as we just saw. It's free for now, even the fancy stuff like image and video generation. It's backed by Google, so the Google API calls are smooth and you don't need extra credentials. The trade-off is also pretty obvious. You don't get logic nodes, external API calls, or scheduled automations. And even though you can share links, the other person needs Opal access. And right now, that means being in the US. NAN, on the other hand, is a whole different beast. It's packed with logic nodes, external APIs, and even code nodes. So you can customize almost anything. You can host it locally for privacy, and it's built for automation. Once you set up a workflow, it runs without you interacting with it. And the flip side is, most of the good stuff there isn't free, and it can be intimidating at first because there are so many components. So how do you decide? If your workflow is just splitting into few generation tasks and you want to start fast, Opal's for you. But if you're serious about chaining complex automations, connecting tons of services, and don't mind putting in more setup, then NAN is the way to go. This wraps up our look at Google Opal, an exciting platform whether you're experimenting with AI or boosting productivity. I'll be diving more into AI agents and automations even more in upcoming videos, so don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one.